Well, the press goes along with, and the local press went along with the developer community, with the conventional wisdom and so forth, and they were really, really frightened of any kind of information about environmentalism because they thought that, like they were a threat to their income, that these people were after them and so forth. Some years later, when we did the environmental design charrette, I had developers come up to me and say, Pleas, you got to understand that, like, we want to do this now because we've discovered that, like, if we design with nature and do it properly, right, we can make more money. But the people want what we sold them, And it was something that Disney and General Motors, and remember all those films about the world of the future and so forth? It's filled with electrical appliances. It was all stuff that you could buy with a credit card, keep you in debt. It would, like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have this world of the future, and we live there now. I mean, it's amazing, the big clover leaves that eat up so much land, right? Well, those were part of, like projections built by large corporations, and Walt Disney did the articulation of them. Epcot was a great sales piece. The media, I used to do a graduate school lecture called Bewitched in the Company Store. And when Bewitched was a popular television show, it was about this woman who was a witch who'd forsworn sorcery, and her husband who was an advertising executive. I mean, this is all really all American, but the thing that if you look deeply into it, you would see that everything that they had was off the rack. And like, if you watched it very closely, within an hour of that show, almost everything they had was offered in an advertisement for sale. Credit, again, was the key, and a materialistic kind of culture. It wasn't an evil conspiracy. It was just that this is what people want. They want the American dream. Well, the American dream was based on having all these things, and these things had built into them planned obsolescence, which meant that you buy these things and they end up in a landfill 5 years later. And you had to get a new one, and so on. And so everybody is scrambling after the American dream, and they're blinding themselves to the consequences, the true cost of these things, which was the environmental degradation and the degradation of society. Neighborhoods, before television, people would sit on their porches and talk to each other. Now you walk down streets and you don't see anybody out on. There's no street life at all. People are inside watching TV.